when we focus on the soul and the spirit, it doesn't mean we ignore the beauty of creation. It means we don't identify as it. Because every aspect of the creation is constantly changing. Whether it's a sunset, right? I mean, anybody who's ever watched the sunset on the beach, you know that you've got really about like 30 seconds actually. Once the sun hits the horizon, it starts going much, much faster. When it's in the sky, it's still a bit slow. As it hits the horizon, just you go to reach to get your camera out, you turn around, you focus the camera, and boom, sun is in the ocean. Constant change, constant change. Flowers, trees, nature, our bodies, the sky. Whatever you're looking at in the creation, if what you're looking at is form, it's constantly changing. And so we don't identify as it because our identity is something that's eternal, right? This is what Lord Krishna emphasizes in the Bhagavad Gita. You've never been born. You'll never die. Fire cannot burn you. Wind cannot dry you. Knives cannot cut you. Well, clearly we're not talking about the body here, because that changes every minute, every moment. And so our identity is identity as the soul, that which is eternal, but we certainly appreciate the beauty of the variety in the physical form, whether it's a tree, a sunset, our own body, somebody else's body, but we just don't identify as that form. And so similarly, when you are interacting with other people, there's a couple of ways to do it. One way to do it is you look and your eyes kind of go up and down of the person and you look at them and you take in the full picture like you would a painting. You go to a museum. You're going to look at the full painting. You're not just going to look at one part of the painting. You take it in as a piece of artwork without any judgment. So we take it in, we see it as a piece of divine art. Like you do in a museum. Here's this beautiful painting. Here's this beautiful painting. Here's this painting. Here's that painting. And all the paintings are different, even though the artist is one. But the difference between a person and a painting is that we also have the soul inside. The outside is the painting. The outside is the sculpture. God's piece of art. And they're all different. Yeah, some are going to be tall, some will be short, some will be wider this way, some will be less wide that way, some will, you've got the whole spectrum of shades. Not the entire palette, nobody has purple skin. But otherwise, we've got the whole spectrum from pitch black to pale white, all different shades of colors, of skin, of hair, of eyes. As a painting, we appreciate it. Wow, yet another act of the divine creator. And of course, we all have certain art that appeals more to us. Not that it's wrong or right, but you may go to a museum and say, oh God, I love those paintings. They speak to me much more than these paintings. Again, nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with saying, I prefer if my body looks like this. I like my paintings in that way. But it's not me. I'm not identifying as that piece of artwork. Whether I think it needs a few more brush strokes or a few less brush strokes or a few, brush strokes in different places. Nonetheless, it's not me. It's just the painting. The me is the soul. The me is that which brings life to the painting. And so when you're interacting with someone, sure, notice the painting, appreciate the painting. Whether it's your absolute favorite type of painting or not is irrelevant. Nonetheless, appreciate it as the creativity of the divine artist. And then once you've done that, look in the eyes to connect with the being who's bringing that painting to life. If you're there talking to somebody and you're trying, don't look at the body, don't look at the body, don't look at the body, it's impossible and frustrating. And it becomes the equivalent of if I say, okay, close your eyes, we're going to meditate. But whatever you do, don't think about elephants. So if we did that, chances are what we'd find is everybody was thinking about, even if 30 seconds before I had said close your eyes and meditate, nobody would have thought of an elephant. But simply by my saying don't think of elephants, suddenly now all my meditation is elephants. Either their physical presence, and then my frustration that I can't get them away, or the mind going, not thinking about elephants, not thinking about elephants, not thinking about elephants. Well, my consciousness is still on what? Elephants. So if you tell yourself, I'm not going to notice the body, when somebody's right in front of you, you can't not notice the body. It is a property of the eyes. The eyes move, the eyes scan, that's what eyes do. Close, far, zoom in, zoom out. It's how our eyes work. And so if you say to your eyes, not going to notice the body, you're going to have the elephant experience. And that's why you're going to be frustrated. So don't tell yourself don't notice the body. Just make sure that you're not identifying the person as the body. So you can even give yourself a specific practice. First painting, then soul. So give yourself the permission, notice. Wow, okay, great. And later on, if you realize you missed something, you can look again. But when you are connecting with the person, you're not connecting with a brush stroke or 10 brush strokes. You're connecting with the being inside.